तुष्टिः सर्वत्र धीरस्य यथा पतितवर्तिनः स्वच्छन्दं चरतो देशान् यत्रास्तमितशायिनः धीरस्य for the truth or for the one who knows the truth. The one who knows the truth is also not other than the truth. Dhirasya. So it is always better to look at everything as the vastu. There is no individuality in the truth. An individual who knows the truth is only the truth, minus the individual. This is a falsified individuality. He may wear individuality, but falsified individuality. For others who look at him, they look at him exactly as they look at themselves. Naturally, you can't look at an object minus the form. You can't look at an individual, a person minus the personality or the individuality. Therefore, we have to say that truth from the truth point of view is truth, and an individual who understands the truth also should be considered as the truth. And that truth, tushtihi sarvatra dhirasya. A reality is full at every place. This is exactly what we call ekarasatvam. It doesn't have any unevenness in its existence. And this can be best understood by looking at the siya. In the sight there is no unevenness. In the knowledge there is no unevenness. That I see, in that seeing, in that seerness there is no unevenness. One part of the seer is high, the other part of the seer is low. In this manner there is no unevenness in the seer. Seer is the same, ekarasam. In that sense, think the nature. Thinking about a person who knows the truth is nothing but thinking about the nature of the truth. Tushtihi sarvatra dhirasya. The truth is full and full, through and through, meaning it's not that one part is full, the other part is not full. Like in a tree, one is a leaf, the other is not a leaf. It's multifaceted. And there can be gradation in the color also. The leaves are greener and the bark is not greener. In fact, in creation, every object has a gradation, it's multifaceted, and it is divisible. Whereas the seer is, the one who sees the universe is ekarasam. Therefore, tushtihi sarvatra dhirasya, the truth is only full by nature. Like space is not something, it is less subtle at one place and more subtle at another place. It is the same, ekarasam. The water in the ocean has a sapidity all over. These are just examples, but yet they may have gradation. An object is given as an example for the truth because there is nothing else to be given as an example for the truth. Why? Because other than this truth, there is only a form, the error. So we give the errors as the upamas, examples for the truth, saying that it is unlike it. This is called Vyatireka Drishtantam. It is amazing, ji. The snake has stripes. Unlike the snake, the rope has no. The rope is unlike it and therefore it has no stripes. The rope is like what? It is not like something, there is nothing like it. It is unlike everything. That is also Drishtantam. It's called, Vyatireka Drishtantam. If it is exactly like it, more or less like it, then it is Samadrishtantam. In fact, even the Samadrishtantas that are given in the Shruti, I would like to interpret them all as Vyatireka Drishtantas. I don't mind saying really the self is even unlike the space in some respects. Even though the Shruti says the self is like space, all pervasive. Say it is unlike space. Why? Because space is objectifiable, the self is unobjectifiable. Therefore the self is unlike the space. In fact, the best way of thinking is truth is unlike everything. Unlike everything. That is called really Viveka. Seeing that your existence is unlike everything. Seeing yourself as unlike everything. Discerning yourself as something unlike everything is the best way of spending time. You are digging into the factuality of the truth. There is no other way of reflection, ji. The subject's existence is unlike every object. Therefore, tushtihi sarvatra dhirasya, the truth is full, unlike everything else. Why not we say, like the space, etc.? There also the problem is there. The space doesn't extend to the dream state. The waking state doesn't extend to the dream state. The waking sleep doesn't extend to the deep sleep state. So there is a difference, dissimilarity. The destiny of every object is that it is unlike the truth. If it is exactly like the truth, if it has even semblance of the truth, I am telling you, then Shruti would not be a pramanam. I can give samadrishtantam and explain the truth. It's like this. How is Atma? Atma is like space. How is Atma? Atma is like a mountain. Atma is like a pebble, like this. I can always give samadrishtanta. Once a fact is available for samadrishtanta, then Shruti Shabda is not a pramana. I hope you are able to follow this point. If truth is available for samadrishtantam, you know samadrishtantam? Samadrishtantam means like this. Like how is your son? Mera son to mera beta to chand hai. So Chandrama is given as an upamana. Upamana is another example. Drishtantam. Is like, my son is cheerful like the moon. So you can understand, oh, it's cheerful. Similarly, if truth is available to be likened to anything, the truth is like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. If truth were like something, then I don't require Shabda Pramana to convey it. It is unlike everything. It's not like anything. The self is full, unlike everything. Tushtihi sarvatra dhirasya. As a waker, the self, the seer of the waking state, is full. Plus adhyasa, that I am a limited form. The seer of the dream state is full with the error that I am a dream form. And the experiencer of the freedom from both is full, minus the understanding of it. Otherwise the seer is full. Between the seer of a form, or the seer of another form, or the seer of the sound, even though it is hearer, but I am using the word seer, the seer of the sound, the seer of the taste, touch, smell, there is no difference. It's the same being. It's the same being. And human beings generally want to think of themselves like something. We are all the time thinking, I am like you, I am like this, I am like that, etc. We think in terms of upama and upamana and upameya bhava, drishtanta, darshtanta bhava. But our existence is, in fact, real striking depths into yourself is seeing your nature as unlike everything. Everything is limited. The unobjectifiable existence of oneself is unlike all that is objectifiable. Tushtihi sarvatra dhirasya yatha patita vartinaha. He takes yatha patita vartinaha. He just really wanders wherever his destiny takes, prarabdham takes. Yatha patita vartinaha. He remains wherever, whatever path he comes by, he is on that path. He is wandering. He doesn't live by choice. He lives by the vision of the truth, plus he is guided by his prarabdha. Swachandam charato deshan. Freely, swachandam does not mean by choice. Swachandam means freely he wanders the world, wanders the earth. Swachandam charato deshan. Yatra astamita shayinaha. And a jnani, he sleeps wherever the sun sets. Where the sun sets, yatra astamita, where the where the sun has astam gacchati, there shayinaha sleeps. These are the few descriptions. Now I would like to explain it in the sense of the truth, Ji. It's full everywhere. And it yathapatita vartinaha, even though that author describes the individual, so I would say it continues to be its nature. It doesn't change its nature. Whatever is its nature, it remains that. That should be the meaning of yatha patita vartinaha. Swachandam charato deshan. And it remains, it is all pervasive without effort. Yatrastamita shayinaha. And it exists even when the sun sets. It exists even when the stars set. It exists when the moon sets. It exists when the senses set. It exists when the sound sets. It exists when there is no light. It is Swayam Jyotihi. Patatu detu va deha nasya chinta mahatmana स्वभाव भूमि विश्रांति विस्मृताशेष संस्कृते पततु देहः. Let the body fall. Udetuva, or let the body rise. Let it lie down or let it rise. Or it can also be translated. It may fall for good or it may not. It may be alive. It may be dead or alive. Patatu udetuva dehaha na asya chinta mahatmanaha. A Mahatma has no chinta. As an individual, always, even if he is a Mahatma, may have a great man, but minus the knowledge of the truth, he still has a chintaji. Yudhishthira was a great man, but he had chinta. There is always something which can irritate. Bhishma was great, but he had chinta. The one who has the knowledge of the truth has no chinta. Meaning truth has no chinta. That's how I would like to translate. Truth has no chinta. Nasya chinta. Mahatmanaha. This great self has no worry. And the one who understands that I am that self, he also may not have the worry. But I would like to translate it is the truth that has no worry. It's much more convincing. Truth has no worry. Truth is the same whether the body falls or is alive. Swabhava bhumi vishranti. It remains its nature. Vismrita asesha samritehe. It's not even, it doesn't even see any sansara. From the truth point of view, there is no sansara. Sansara is felt while feeling sansara. This is something. Like Jagrat is, we can talk about Jagrat while seeing it. That means Jagrat is there from its own point of view. Swapna is there from its own point of view. From another point of view, it is not there. This is called Adhyarabhudra. Prapancha is there. I say the Prapancha is there while seeing the Prapancha. That means the universe can be said to be there only from its own point of view. It cannot be said to be there from the point of view of the seer. Swabhava, it cannot, and it is, the author tries to interpret it this way. A jnani is free from even the memory of the samsara, rooted in his nature. Rooted in his nature, a jnani is not even aware of the samsara. I say, why do you want to say he is not aware of the samsara? If you say he is aware, he is not aware of the samsara, that means samsara is. Therefore we say, the truth is free from samsara. The rope is free from the snake. You can't say the rope is not even aware of the snake. In the deep sleep state, we are not even aware of it is said by many, we are not aware of the universe. I say in the deep sleep state, one is free from the universe. It is freedom. It is a state of freedom from the universe. It is not a state of being oblivious to the universe. In fact, in the waking state is free from the dream state. It is a state of freedom from the dream state. And deep sleep state is a state of freedom from both. It is a state of freedom from time. So please see the difference between a state of being oblivious to something, a state of freedom. A state of freedom is there where you can't make any reference, where the thought about something that is not there is not possible. In the deep sleep state, there is no, even the memory of the waking state is not, there is no reference to the waking state. When the thought resolves, you are not oblivious to the thought. You are free from the thought. It is your presence free from the thought. And therefore, I don't want to say that a jnani is oblivious to the samsara. See, the truth is free from samsara. And the one who understands the truth is also the truth. He is free from samsara. Let us not say that he is oblivious to samsara. He is free from pain, not oblivious to pain. This is the actual literature. Even if one takes years and years to understand, it doesn't matter at all. Their thinking should be correct. Patatu udetu va dehaha nasya chinta mahatmanaha swabhava bhumi vishranti. And a jnani is rooted in himself, he is not even aware of the samsara. These expressions are liked by people because it implies doing something, taking a root in oneself, etc., etc. Anything, any literature that has even indirect links to karma is liked by people. Because Karta always likes karma. He likes karma. So even interpreting Vedanta in the sense of some karma is liked by people. It is not that you have to take a root in yourself. It is all wrong. It is all karma. You recognize that you are unlike everything. But Swamiji, we can't take root in that recognition. I say clear recognition is, if you want to call it taking a root, it is all right. Otherwise, recognizing the subject as unlike all the objects is all that is to be understood. If the object is a creation, the subject is unlike it is, so it's not a creation. The subject is not a creation. The object is a creation. Akinchana kamacharaha nirdvandvaschinna samshayaha asakta sarva bhaveshu kevalo ramate buddha. Akinchanaha. Truth is, it does nothing. It is. It's called akinchanaha. ये कुछ करती नहीं है. Does it not have a power? And man always thinks in terms of, he has less powers and therefore he thinks of God to have all powers. He thinks in terms of powers. He thinks in terms of doings. He thinks, I can't do this, but Bhagavan can do this. I can't lift a small rock, but Bhagavan can lift the whole mountain. We always think of Ishvara as Sarva Shaktiman. There is a word called Sarva Shaktiman, and it is in English it is translated as Almighty. And the might is always taken by man as kind of a power, energy, almighty. But in the Shastra, Shakti means the potential. He is Sarva Shaktiman means everything becomes unmanifest in it. Don't even use the term he holds the unmanifest. Then again you imagine some kind of power. Say everything remains unmanifest in the silent truth. As something which is the source of even the unmanifest, it is a silent source of even the unmanifest universe. He is called Sarva Shaktiman. Shakti means the potential. Shakti is not a power. The unmanifest names and forms are called Shakti. And when it becomes manifest, it is called Vyakti. Shakti and Vyakti. When man wakes up, he says, I am a form. That is a Vyakti, individual. And when he becomes unmanifest, then he is called, he is a Shakti. He is potentially unmanifest. He is potentially there, but unmanifest. And therefore, Akinchana, truth is just is. It doesn't do anything. And if Krishna lifted the mountain, it is not the truth that lifts. It is the upadhi. It is the upadhi. There is a upadhi visesha. Every upadhi can have a visesha. That is possible. That I accept. The forms have visesha. Herbs have visesha ji. This herb can heal this disease. And a similar looking herb can cure another disease. It's called Visesha. The names and forms have Visesha. They have powers. Upadhis have powers. Minds have powers. Wills have powers. Your willpower is different from my willpower. Your mental power is different from my mental power. Your physical capacity is different from mine. In this manner, there are differences. But the truth is akinchana, the truth is the same. It is. Silence, what might silence can have, ji? Sounds can have a might. Sounds can have a power. Silence cannot have any power. In that sense, the truth must be understood. One has to reflect one's existence is akinchana. It is. The more you correctly understand yourself, the more you become peaceful. Akinchanaha, it is. Kamacharaha, it doesn't have any motive. And this is again a description of an individual. But I am going to interpret it all in the sense of the truth. Why? Because I don't want to think of any individual. Because every individual has his own imperfections. Because this is one thing I don't like. Thinking about the individual. That's why I don't read any biographies, autobiographies, etc. No glory is greater than being the truth. Kamachara should mean it exists without any choicelessly present. Nirdvandvaha, and the truth is free from all opposites. Chinna samshayaha, and it is free from all doubts. It doesn't create any doubt. In fact, truth solves the doubt. Man entertains doubts in his ignorance, whereas the light of the truth solves the doubt. Nirdvandvaha, it's free from opposites. Chinna samshayaha, and it resolves the doubts. I would like to translate it that way. You take it or you don't take it, it is for my pleasure. Chinna samshayaha means not that it is free from doubt. I would say truth is something in the light of which all doubts get resolved. And if you go on interpreting it in the sense of an individual, then you go about judging everything. Does it have all this? ऐसा कभी होता नहीं जी. You can't judge an individual. There is no need to judge anybody, including Bhagavan Krishna. You don't have to judge. In fact, you correctly understand your being. You don't have to think of the individuality of a Ram, how great he was, how big. I say every individual has its good and bad points. It's not a topic worth talking about. You don't think about Christ an individual. You don't be a, what we call, don't be a fan of anybody. Don't be a fan of anybody. You have to be extremely silly to be a fan of somebody. Yes. Is it true, Swamiji? Yes. Why do you have to be a fan of anybody? You should just make yourself, your existence the topic. Asaktaha, and it is unattached to anything. It is free from the other. Not that something else is there and it is unattached. Truth is not unattached. The truth is free from the other. Sarva bhaveshu, it is free from anything. Kevalaha, and it alone is non-dual. Ramate, it is peaceful. Buddha, a conscious being. Buddha need not be an individual person. Buddha means a conscious being. He is peaceful. Reveling does not mean, dancing. Reveling means being peaceful. You don't want to be like you are reveling in deep sleep state, but there is no karma. It is reveling means being peaceful without any movement. To be is Ramanam. Doing is a struggling, is not Ramanam. Doing is struggling. Being is Ramanam. And therefore, the truth is akinchanaha, kamacharaha, choicelessly present, nirdvandvaha, free from opposites, chinna samshayaha. In fact, it is the truth that solves the doubts. It's not that the truth is free from doubts. Truth is self-evident, it solves the doubts. Man in ignorance entertains doubts. Asaktaha, it is free from sarva bhavesh. It is free from all details. Kevala, it is non-dual. Ramate Buddha, a conscious truth, it is peaceful. Haji, the next verse. Nirmama shobhate dhiraha samaloštashmakanchana subhinna hridaya grandhi Vinirdhuta rajastamaham. So Ashtavakraji again describes an individual who knows the truth. But I am going to translate it as the nature of the truth. Because if you go on interpreting every verse in the sense of an individual, then you start imagining. And you try to imitate Ji. When you think of an individual, then you start imitating. Oh, he is like this. Swami Vivekananda used to finish off his lunch in 5 minutes, as though he was in a hurry. Oh my God, because he was able to do like this, he was able to reach the heights. So I must also finish my lunch 5 minutes. This is not, imitating somebody is not our need, Ji. To be like somebody also is an individual. If one mountain thinks, I wish I were Vindhyachal, nothing great. I wish I were Himalayas, nothing great. Even if you envy somebody and you want to be like him, you are still an individual. And there is no difference between one individual and another individual. Why? Because that individual is limited. This individual also is limited. And truth is unlike this individuality and unlike that individuality. Both are trash. Between one trash and another trash, there is no difference. When both are trashes, one trash says, I wish I were that trash. But still you would be a trash. Therefore, I am going to again look at this verse as the nature of the truth. Nirmamaha. Truth is free from the thought about itself. The truth has no sense of ownership, nor does it have a sense of its own presence. It is present, but without a thought of presence. Amazing, Ji. To be present without the thought of being present. Deep sleep state is presence without the thought of presence. That is the nature of the truth. Shobhate. It shines, means it's evident. Truth is present without the sense of presence. Because presence is not a sense. Presence is the truth. A thought of presence is an error about it. Nirmamaha, the truth is there without a sense of ownership. It is the truth of the whole universe, but it doesn't carry the sense that this universe is mine. It is the source, but without a sense of ownership. It is present without a sense of presence. Shobhate, and it is self-evident. Dhiraha, the truth. Samaloštashma kanchanaha, and in comparison to which everything is false. Everything is loštana, even kanchana. Samaloštashma kanchanaha is a phrase that is used for explaining away the attitude of a jnani. For him, everything is he looks upon samalošta, a clod of clay, ashma, a small stone, Kanchana and gold. A student of Vedanta looks at all the three as of no value to him, are not the answer. This is how it is used. This example is used to convey the attitude, the thinking of a jnani. But I am going to use the same example. I am going to use the same example to explain away the nature of the truth. Loshta, Ashma and even Kanchana are nothing in comparison to the nature of the truth. Samaloshta, Ashma, Kanchana. They are all equally false. In comparison to the truth, they are equally false. In the case of a jnani, it is an attitude, or it may be his vairagyam. But in the nature of the truth, it is in the light of the truth, all the three are equally false. Subhinna hridaya grandhi, it is free from any ignorance. It is free from heart knot. Not that a truth's heart knot is broken. It's ever free from the heart knot. But a jnani can be told he is free from the heart knot. A jnani, a vidwan can be said, as an individual he is free from his hridaya grandhi. He had hridaya grandhi. When he comes to know the truth, he is free from hridaya grandhi. His hridaya grandhi gets broken. But when we talk about the truth, not that the truth's hridaya grandhi gets broken, it is eternally free from hridaya grandhi. Subhinna hridaya grandhi, vinirdhuta rajastamaha, and it is free from rajoguna and tamoguna. Not that it is freed, but it is free. Freed nahi, it is free from. It is free from rajoguna and tamoguna. When it comes to a jnani, we say he is freed. In knowledge, in understanding the truth, he is freed from rajoguna and tamoguna. But what is the use of my thinking about an individual who is freed from rajoguna and tamoguna? I should think about the being that is eternally free from rajoguna and tamoguna. It becomes a little difficult, The author has written every verse in the sense of vidwan. I am trying to explain away the same verse in the sense of the nature of the truth. So I find it little sometimes tough, but then I have to manage. Because don't think about a jnani, think about your being. Don't think about a great man. Think about the great being that you are. Don't think about great personalities. You don't have to think of great personalities to inspire yourself. In order to inspire yourself, be logical. Be logical. Otherwise, sometimes your inspiration becomes deceptive. When you think Buddha is great, you are inspired, all right. And suddenly somebody comes and says he is not that great, he is a Suryavadi, then your inspiration becomes gone. It is deflated, Your inspiration becomes deflated. In fact, always derive inspiration by being logical. Let your logic be the source of inspiration. Let your reasoning be the source. Let your common sense, the right common sense, be the source of inspiration. Therefore, you don't have to think of great men. Even divine individuals don't think about it, because you get nothing out of it. That's simple, except a complex. When you think of great men and you are an individual, you think of only, you become only small, you look small, complex. And when you think of men down below you, you get ego, vanity. You don't have to dwell on the people to help them. Just help them, boss. Whenever there is an opportunity to help and forget. And the topic should be one's own being, one's own presence. Sarvatranavadhanasya na kinchit vasana hridi muktatmano vitriptasya tulana kena jayate. Sarvatra anavadhanasya. The truth is something, avadhana means attention. It doesn't have its attention with anything else. Sarvatra anavadhana. It doesn't think of anything else. Why? Because it is free from everything. Truth is free from everything. Therefore, the truth's attention doesn't, like in the sleep, your attention gets absorbed. It resolves in your being. There is no difference between your being and your attention. And therefore, the truth's attention doesn't pertain to anything. Why it doesn't pertain to anything? Because it is free from the things. The non-dual cannot have its attention with anything. Na kinchid vasana hridi. It doesn't have any lack in it. I don't have to translate the truth doesn't have any vasana in it. Say it has no lack in it. When there is a lack, then there is a desire. Truth is free from any lack. It is. Just as physically speaking, the physical space has no lack in it. Lack, wherever there is a lack, even a great individual, a lack creates desire. Vasana does not mean a desire for a woman. Aisa nahi. It is the craving for flesh alone. That's not vasana. Any lack felt in oneself is called vasana. Any lack. It choicelessly becomes vasana. Truth has no vasana. Why? Because truth is Purnam. Think of your being as vasana free. Don't try to make an effort to be vasana free. Don't make an effort to be vasana free. As an individual, you will have vasanas. If you want to have laddu, that is also a vasana. And if you are struggling against a vasana and successfully also, that is also vasana, because presupposing the presence of vasana, there is a struggle against it. Therefore, don't try to become free from vasanas. Understand that your being is free from vasana. Are you able to see the difference? Struggling to become free from vasanas and trying to understand your nature as free from vasanas. Muktatmanaha, the self is ever free. Don't try to be free. Understand you are by nature free. The effort to be, the effort to become The effort to change and become comes in the way of understanding what you are. It's a silliness. Having come to Vedanta is such a profound literature. You can't become what you want to be. What you want to be, that you already are, to be understood. What you want to be, that you can't become. You can't become full. You can't become peaceful. You can't become free. You can't become free from vasana also. You can't become. Therefore, muktatmana. Vitriptasya, it is ever satisfied. Don't try to be contentment is not. Contentment is an effort. Ji. Be contented with what you have. That is all. I say live with contentment or discontentment, it doesn't matter. Sometimes certain things satisfy you, sometimes certain things dissatisfy you. That's what matters. That's immaterial. As long as you are making a reflection to understand that you are ever satisfied, means ever full. Where dissatisfaction is impossible, that is satisfaction. Where the dissatisfaction is possible, that is dissatisfaction. Even if you are satisfied with something, there is a fear that I may lose it. Tulana kena jayate ji. How can there be any tulana? Tulana means comparison for the truth. There is nothing, there is no upama to the truth. Truth has no drishtantam and truth has no upama. Upama means likening. It's like this. Truth is unlike everything. And truth being the subject, truth has no. The universe is not something that gives a clue to its source. Just because there is a snake, there has to be a rope, I don't know whether it is a real snake or not. And therefore, you can't infer the source. There is no drishtantam for the truth. There is no upama for the truth. It is anumeyam and it is anupama. Uncomparable. And therefore, tulana kena jayat. How can it be compared with anything? Therefore, sarvatra anavadhanasya, its attention is not with anything. Nakinchid vasana hridi, it's free from any lack. Muktatmanaha, it is ever free. Vitriptasya, it is ever absolutely satisfied. Tulana kena jayate, there cannot be any comparison to the truth. Why? Because there is nothing like the truth. Everything is unlike the truth. Or the truth is unlike everything. That is why you can't give drishtanta to the truth. You can only give vyatireka drishtanta. Vyatireka drishtanta means truth is not like something. It is unlike everything. The moment you say the truth is unlike a tree, unlike an object, you are perfectly right. It is all Vedanta. It is unlike the form. It is unlike the thought. It is unlike the creation. It is unlike the space. It is not even like the space. It is unlike the space, unlike anything that is objectifiable. The Atma is unlike the entire Anatma. So, if you go on thinking, if you go on even reciting this sentence, that the subject is unlike everything. My existence is unlike everything. Unlike everything, unlike everything. It is a part of a beautiful reflection. It is a part of a beautiful reflection. The moment you say, I am like this, like this, like this, you go wrong. Say, I am unlike the entire creation. Consciousness is unlike the matter. Consciousness, the unobjectifiable subject, is unlike all that is objectified. Think in terms of your existence being unlike everything. That is a part of beautiful reflection. It is a reflection done by the real great sages. The subject is unlike everything. Don't interpret every verse in the sense of a great man and then say, I want to be like him. I want to be like Vivekananda. I want to be like Shankaracharya. What will you do, Ji? Don't try to be like somebody. Don't even be satisfied with being yourself. Say, try to understand your nature. In being yourself an individual, you get nothing as an individual. In trying to be like somebody also, you get nothing. Try to understand your nature. Your nature is you are a subject. Your existence I am referring to. Your existence is different from your thinking, your form, your life, your activity, your achievements, your pleasures, and all that is what you do is different from what you are. Use your mighty intelligence to discern between what you are and between what you are and what you do in this life. And Shastra is referring to what you are as the subject. ठीक है जी, we'll continue it later. Thank you very much. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Thank you, जी.